friend, Stephen Brown. This is the show with Stephen.
Welcome to Weeb World. I'm your host, Stevie B, aka Daddy Cool. If you're new to the channel, it's Breaking It Down with Brown. This is a subsection of the show where we talk about anime specifically, hence the name Weeb World. Today we're looking at Summer 2023 anime lineup. This is our impressions. We're going to jump through all the sequels first. Look at all of these shows. Jesus Christ. I didn't count beforehand. I should have counted to get a count. But let's start with Jujutsu Kaisen. Everyone knows Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is coming out. Cool. Everyone's going to be happy about that one. It's a solid watch. A little overhyped. I recommend if you like it, check out the manga. The manga is better than the anime. Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. I have not watched the first season of this yet. I've heard good things about it, though. I will be watching the first season at the same time as this is airing to catch up and then watch this. So I can give my thoughts on it at the end of the season. Mononogatari Season 2. I watched this when it aired. I think that was 2 seasons ago, right? I could be wrong. I don't remember. And it was solid. It grew on me. It's not amazing. It's got an air of generic in it. You know, it's a little generic, but the action's actually pretty good. Other than that, though, I don't know. Normies will like this. If you just want some action shonen stuff, you want more Jujutsu Kaisen, it's pretty much the same fucking thing. You'll enjoy it. Kind of doesn't. It's just missing a lot for me, but it's still a watch. I'll still watch it. Bungo Stray Dogs 5. I only put this on. There's some things from the season I didn't have on here that I didn't feel like talking about. Like, for instance, I didn't put One Piece in this lineup for us to go through because everyone knows One Piece is still going. But Bungo Stray Dogs 5. I think I watched 1 or 2 seasons of this show, and I can't believe it's still airing. I saw this on the lineup, and I was like, what? A 5th season? I will not be watching it. Maybe I should. I don't know. Let me know. I remember it being like not bad, but it's one of those shows that it was very hard for me to follow it, I believe, when I watched it. I didn't understand what was happening at all. Might be a little too Japanese for me. Spy Kyoshitsu, Spy Classroom Season 2. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of the first season when this aired about a season or 2 ago, and it was really bad, but everybody liked it for some reason, was hyping it. I don't know why. It's bad. Sugar Apple Fairy Tail, baby! 2nd season, let's go. I don't remember where this ranked. I should have had my lists up. I don't remember where this ranked in that season it aired for me, which was our first season we did on the channel. It was, however, very high. I know it was like in the top 5 of its season. It's very strong. It's one of my favorite shows from that season. It was winter, right? You gotta watch the first season. Check in for the 2nd season for sure. Eden Zero Season 2 is still going on. I haven't even got to Season 2 yet. I'm at the end of the first season. I didn't watch Fairy Tail. I believe this is made by the same guy as Fairy Tail. I didn't watch or read Fairy Tail. This show is very comfortable and easy to me. Watch it on English dub on Netflix, and it's a good background show. It's honestly surprised me how much I liked it. I'm not saying it's a strong recommend or anything, but if you just want some comfy shonen shit with a little bit of A&T, you can watch that. I don't know what this is. I saw this on here. The Duke of Death and His Maid Season 2. I don't know there was a Season 1, but what I do for this kind of stuff, if I'm trying to catch up, I will just watch, Season 1 as this is airing and try to catch up. So I'll check out Season 1, see if we like it, whatever, and you'll hear about that in what do we call those videos? After first, this is impressions, but then after I watch like 3 episodes of every show, I do a video talking about how I'm feeling and stuff about everything airing. Horimiya: The Missing Pieces. It says, now I did like this show quite a bit. This show's pretty solid. I actually recommend this show. It's already got the 2nd episode out. Or about to come out. Sorry, the 1st episode's already out. New Horimiya series depicting stories that weren't adapted in the 2020 TV anime. So I don't know if it's going to be kind of like side stories, like inconsequential stuff, because the first one had like a through plot kind of thing. But it's a solid slice of life. Romance, not really comedy. It's like comedy. It's more romance. It's very soft, very comfortable. It's in English as well. For my people who don't want to read. It's very, very nice. Let's see what's next. Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, whatever. Did this not start already? I thought this might have already started, but okay. Bleach, I'll go back and watch because I read all of Bleach. I like the manga and all that. It drops off hard. It becomes a completely different beast after Iran Cars. It is in a whole other world, but I like Bleach a lot. Grew up with it, so we'll definitely be checking in on this one. Masamune-kun's Revenge R. Not familiar with the first season. I looked it up. I think it said it came out in 2017, a pretty long time ago. And that's what I was going to say with something like the Horimiya show and Sugar Apple Fairy Tale we just talked about. You guys are so spoiled. If you're a younger anime fan, you're getting the second season of a show just 3 months later. Like, most of the time when it comes to anime, it's this. You're waiting from 2017 to 2023. You might as well not even make it at that point, in my opinion, because who's going to remember? But I'll check out the first season of the show and see if I want to pick this up, because they're getting a second season. That's how it works in my brain. I'll see what it is, see if it's any good. Don't know anything about it. Now, I will go in more depth with stuff. Once we get through all these second seasons, you can see the YouTube links in the tabs. We'll be looking at some trailers and previews and reading descriptions of all the new stuff, because I mostly care about sequels or sequels. If there's a sequel, like, let's say like right here, Rent a Girlfriend season 3. I watched the first season of that, I think. If it's the third season coming out, you already know if you like that show. You've already watched season 1 or 2 or whatever. But I'm more interested in every anime season, all of the originals, all the stuff that's going to be a one and done, a 12-episode show, and just seeing what's new, because that's where you get all your juice from, all your cool stuff. Rent a Girlfriend, I've heard everyone hates this show, from what I hear. I watched the first season, and it was okay. It was an okay 6 out of 10 English dubbed rom-com ecchi show with a guy who's bad at everything but gets all the bitches kind of thing. Very basic old school anime shit. It was a comfy watch though. It was very easy watching. This is the 4th season of Devil's a Part-Timer, but it's Devil and a Part-Timer with exclamation points makes it a second show, and it's the second season of that second show. I watched Devil's a Part-Timer in high school, and I knew that they had come out with that second season. When was that actually? I don't even know. Was that recently? I don't know. I will catch up to this eventually, though. I do want to watch this stuff because it was good from what I recall. Just a solid comedy in English as well, I believe. Now we get into the new stuff. Oh, I need to hold on. Okay, the girl I like forgot her glasses. This is our first new show. Komura-kun, a slightly shy middle school boy, has a crush on his bespectacled classmate, Mai-san, or I don't know, probably Mai-san, who sits next to him. I wish she would look at me, even if it has to be through those thick lenses. He goes about his life, that hurt. He goes about his life unable to bring himself to talk to this strangely charming girl. I get some warm tea and air in my nose. 3 days into it, I have a very bad seasonal allergies at all times of the year. My body hates me. 3 days into a new seating arrangement, Mai-san has forgotten her glasses again. Komura-kun tries his best to help her, but when she gets up close to him to try to see, his heart starts racing uncontrollably. Okay, so now hopefully this stuff looks good. I don't think we're going to have sound on, so that we don't get copyright struck and all that stuff. But let's take a look. I didn't do this in my last 2 videos I've done this way. Or I haven't done this way, I mean. I want to start doing these watch these promotional videos at the same time so we can take a look at some animation and just get a feel for the show. Right now, this shit looks freaky. It's doing this weird 3D space thing. I don't like it. It's kind of goofy looking. The girl, I like her hair. I like the big bushy hair. It looks like it could be a solid rom-com thing. I would say the art I like. Just that first shot was fucking weird. This looks like the kind of shit I like. This is like that Horimiya show as well. So there you go. But look at what is this shot, dude? I don't like this shot. I don't like that shot. This show, I'll definitely check out. We'll definitely watch this one and see how we feel about it. Now, I just watch everything anyway, so most likely I will be watching everything, at least one episode, so there's that. Am I actually the strongest? After being a shut-in, Haruto is reincarnated as a baby, and amazingly, that baby is a prince. However, he's abandoned in a forest on the day he's born because of his low magic level. What will be the fate of Haruto, who was inadvertently given 1,000 times the normal amount of magic by the goddess of reincarnation without anyone noticing? So they've made this show again for the 20th time. No, I'm kidding. It's way more than 20, right? Of course, we'll watch the first episode, but very unlikely we'll be able to get through this one. I just dropped a show yesterday. I'm still trying to finish stuff from last season to do my season wrap-up video and review stuff. I like the skull. Actually, hold on. What saves these shows is charisma and a reason to stick around. Right away, I'm fucking with this guy. Can you see my cursor? I'm fucking with this guy. He might be funny. We'll see. This is the OP, so we're not really getting much of the show. It's mostly just the scenes from the OP, right? I will say, this one looks like it has a bit more character than most of these shitty isekais. There was an isekai called, which I'll talk about bigger grand scheme in the spring wrap-up video, which is coming soon. In the spring wrap-up video, I watched I believe it's called the Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure. I was like on the 8th episode, and I'm sitting there, and I stopped, and I said to myself, why am I watching this anyways? Like, it was because my brain, I knew that beforehand, it was because it was in English, so I was like, oh, I can just have it on the background while I do stuff, and it'd be an easy, show to knock off, because I like to boost my numbers on MyAnimeList. I want to have as many shows completed as possible, and like this shitty show I can have in the background while I play video games and watch a little bit here and there. But I just couldn't do it anymore, so I dropped. It's very rare that I would drop a show more than halfway through, but it wasn't worth my time, my life. I just gave up. So this show will probably, I'm getting better at like, I have like survivor's guilt or some shit, or like abandonment issues where I don't want to like not watch these shows because they're not good, even if it's bad. Like something has to be like abhorrently bad for me to stop watching it. I will just push through and watch it anyways, which is an awful way to live your life. It wastes so much time. It legitimately wastes so much time of your life. I'm getting better at dropping these things. This right now looks like something that like my brain's like, okay, you should drop that, and I feel like I'm okay dropping it, but the only thing that would stop me is that green skeleton guy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is mental illness. Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Here we go. Edgy dark shit. In springtime at Kimberly, it's springtime at Kimberly Magic Academy, and now students are beginning their first year. Among them are a skilled and studious boy, Oliver, and a headstrong samurai girl, Nanao. They soon form a unique bond in the halls of Kimberly, but this picturesque school isn't what it seems. Dark secrets and endless danger lurk behind every corner. Can these wizards make it to graduation alive? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. My allergies out of nowhere have been just assaulted me. I was fine before I started recording this video, of course. Now, shows like this, fantasy, edgy, grimdark, action, are usually awful. And it takes, like I said, just that little bit of charisma to win me over. Okay, it looks super generic. There was a super generic show like this a couple seasons ago that I actually enjoyed quite a bit, oddly enough, called The Iceblade Sorcerer. If you guys are familiar with that show had some charisma. It had random jokes here and there and a couple characters that really tied it together for me and kept me around. This looks painfully generic. There's not much there. I'm not seeing much. Is it in English? Hold on. It's in Japanese, right? Yeah, okay. Because some of these trailers, I looked at some of these trailers before, and some of them are in English. So, yeah, this one looks like a hard drop, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and watch an episode or two. Up next, this thing looks super interesting. I saw the picture of this when I was setting up my tabs, because I didn't look at any of these. I didn't look at the season before today, so this is all brand new to me. Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead, with 3 years. It's probably too hot to drink. That's not bad. Hold on. If you're doing public speaking like this, you always want some hot tea. Or at least my throat gets dried out very easily. So, with 3 years under his belt at the company from hell, Akira Tendo is mentally and physically spent, all at the ripe old age of 24. Even his crush from accounting, Salary, wants nothing to do with him. Then, just when life is beginning to look like one big disappointment, it happens. The zombie apocalypse descends on Japan. Surrounded by hordes of hungry zombies, Akira comes to a realization that will forever change his life. Wait, does this mean I never have to go to work again? Confess to, party like it's, travel Japan, huh? Hold on. Wait, does this mean I never have to go to work again? And then it says, confess to, party like it's, travel Japan coast to. Now, with his nightmare job no longer, Akira's ghost got his mojo back. Let the bucket listing begin. So it's saying like confess to blah blah blah, party like it's 1965 or whatever that song is. Travel Japan's coast to something. All right, it just kind of the writing of that was fucking me up. But just that picture, the art looks great. Also, I'm so tired of zombie shit, but I think comedy is the way to go with zombie shit.
Morning!
Oh, this one's in English.
My name is Tendo. After landing a job at a company I've...
Now, we can't just blindly watch this or else I'll get in trouble, right? So let's talk over it. Let's make it quieter.
Talk to me again when you start pissing.
Right? They must be one of those...
Whoa! I like anything that makes blood different colors. I think not that like don't want to see blood or anything, or I'm a pussy. It's just like it's fun when it's like colorful, you know? Yeah, look, that's fun. They're all colorful and shit. That adds style.
From now on, consider me along for the ride.
Oh, he's making me question my sexuality and shit. All right, hold on. There you go. That's how you do a trailer. You know, you show me a couple visual aids. A couple things to give me a vibe of what's going on, but you don't give anything away. That right there is the first thing I'm excited about. That looks genuinely intriguing and fun. I like what I'm seeing there. I'm going to put that right now at most anticipated. Most anticipated looks like a good time. I have hopes for this season. The first season of the year was awful. Spring kind of helped a bit. But I'm still hoping anime can rebound. It needs to be better. Liar Liar. A mind game of lies and deceit begins at Academy Island. Students battle in games to win stars, hoping to earn the prestigious title 7-star. Sarasa's last year's champion is on track to win again until Hiroto, a new transfer student, hits the scene. Surprisingly, Hiroto defeats her by sheer luck. Now, must use bluffs and trickery to stay on top. This one's in Japanese. This tea is vanilla something. The vanilla smells really nice. This looks like shit! This looks awful. This looks very, very bad. Very no good, no fun. Some CG dye in there with that bicycle. Yeah, this looks like a train wreck to me. Look at that! That shot! You could tell right there. Right? It's like lightly 3D modeled. The show is going to be awful. But we'll see. It looks dog shit. Fuck, dude. I felt fine before doing this video. Hero Classroom. I want to be an ordinary person, someone who's normal. I've already told you I don't have my power anymore. Blade is a carefree transfer student whose only goal is to make friends with his classmates at Rosewood Academy, a school for heroes in training. On the surface, Blade seems like an ordinary boy, but he is hiding a miserable secret with seeds that start long ago. With the defeat of the Demon King at the hands of the great hero, join this new class of friends as they unravel the mystery surrounding Blade and journey toward becoming full-fledged heroes. Now, this right here, on premise in the picture, whatever, I'm sure it's going to be shitty, but I do want to say, I'm going to go on a rant. Let me get my big dumb face in here. There's a lot of talk in the West, in America, on the west side of the country, of the world, not the country, in the West, about superhero fatigue. I'm a big fan of superheroes. I have a Green Lantern tattoo. I've been reading comic books my whole life. Superhero fatigue, maybe for normies, right? But if you're a superhero fan, you don't ever get tired of it. That's kind of the whole point. You're a fan of it. Just like how you don't get tired of anime if you're an anime. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're a fan of, there's no reason you would get fatigue from it. It's not superhero fatigue. It is just shitty products. Mainly, the big argument being the MCU has obviously gone down and gotten worse. Why am I talking about this? Because this show, and let's say, My Hero Academia, which did fall off, whatever, but you have Japan, which superheroes are an American thing. It's true. So other countries emulate it, and they do it differently, and you can get a little bit of that fun, where I was just saying zombies were, overdone and dead, and you have that show there, and it's like a comedy thing, a little different. they can do something like this and do like a Sky High, you know, that movie Sky High. Something like this where it's like, oh, it's superheroes, but they're in a classroom thing. You know, throwing some spice in there, I understand why that helps a lot of people, you know, enjoy something more. To take a concept and spice it up. So, let's see. Englace? Perhaps not. Yeah, no, okay. So this, let's see. It's probably going to be pretty generic. Okay, it looks like this one might have some TNA if you're looking for some slips and nips. So did I say slips? I meant slits. It looks pretty generic. Kind of like those fantasy action generic anime. But, yeah, it looks worse than I thought it would be. The picture gave it kind of a little more juice than I thought it would have. So probably won't be very good, but we'll see. Okay. That one's probably going to be a drop. But still, what I'm saying sticks, you know. Take a concept, do a little bit different on there, throw some spice. The Dreaming Boy is a realist. Wataru Soju, who is deeply in love with his beautiful classmate, Aika Natsukawa, approaches her without getting discouraged while having dreams about their mutual love. However, one day he woke up thinking, I am not really fit to be together with someone as good as her, huh? Upon realizing this, Wataru started keeping an appropriate distance from her, much to Aika's surprise. Could it be that he hates me now? Did his intentions slip by her because she was getting impatient after arriving at the wrong conclusion? This is the start of a rom-com evolving around two people who just can't get their feelings across and both think that their love is unrequited. This is kind of overplayed in anime right now, especially with Kaguya-sama, which does it the best. This one's in Japanese, right? Let's see. I say off the jump, it doesn't have... there's a specific flat look that last anime we were looking at and like, what's that one? The 7 Stars one or whatever that one was? That they had this flat look. But this doesn't have. It's still a little generic looking, but I mean that's the problem with anime, though. I mean, I really think that when it comes to animation, it's all about character design and how much your people stick out. And when you go for a more grounded, realistic show like this, it can be hard to draw someone in visually because it's grounded and realistic looking more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like intriguing character designs. And you've seen these kind of girls a million times, these characters. You know what I'm saying? So this one, there was no subtitles or whatever. Obviously, I don't speak Japanese. So this is gonna be a real big hit or miss. Sorry. So there's no way to know until we watch it. But I'm always down for rom-coms. I'm really easily pleased with rom-coms. At least, 6 out of 10 wise. Like, I'd probably still watch it. So we'll see. It's the easiest. I think it's the easiest genre of anime for me to watch is rom-coms. This one looks a little interesting. Just from the picture of the design, I know it's going to be a generic video game isekai thing, but for sure, my unique skill makes me OP, even at level 1. Sato Ryota, a salaryman working for an exploitative company, suddenly finds himself inside an unfamiliar dungeon. In a strange world where monsters drop all sorts of items as loot. With the help of a girl he happens to run into named Emily, he's able to check his own stats and finds that all of them, both physical and magical, are at rank F, the weakest. What's more, his level is stuck at 1, the lowest. Ryota is on the verge of utter despair, but then he learns that he also has drop skill, all S, the most powerful unique skill there is. Can Ryota manage to survive in this bizarre world? The strongest and weakest adventure of all is about to begin. Wow, epic, bro. Epic, bro. But I like fantasy. Medieval fantasy stuff is very easy for me to get wrapped up in. Especially if it's like very it looks slimes. It's evoking Dragon Quest. See, now, here's what I'm talking about. This is a very generic premise, a very generic show, but look at the design right here. It might not do it for many people, but it's cutesy enough. It has just a bit of charisma, just a bit of the edges are rounded. It looks a little different than all the shit you're seeing today. Of all the shows we just looked at, you know what I'm saying? How it looks just a little different. You can just see that. This has comfort show written all over it for me. It's looking, it's probably not going to be great, but throw this on English dub. If this was an English dub, it's totally different if you have to read subtitles, right? I think it's a lot harder to sit and read subtitles for an anime if it is something that sucks. But if it's an English dub, it could sometimes even be more enjoyable just because it's so bad, right? So this show, I do have a, you know, it's funny. I think you could see this will be the 3rd season we do on the channel that we cover. I think you'll see probably by the end of, if you look at all of those recaps where I go over my scores for everything and how I feel about every show, you're probably going to find shows like these tend to be in my middle section of my list as I rank everything. You're going to see that, like, I don't think they're terrible, but I don't think they're great. But I watch them anyways and hold on to them and find some pleasure in them. Something about this one seems a little fun to me, a little intriguing. My Tiny Senpai. When Shinozaki started his new job, he didn't expect his superior to be so cute. He struggles to learn the ropes until Katase, his tiny and kind senpai, took him under her wing. But as they grow closer, he hopes her attention might mean something more. All right, we've got another rom-com, a workplace rom-com, which I'm all for the workplace rom-com because I'm a grown man and it makes it a lot easier for me to connect with an adult setting. This is the OP, not a promotional video. So, okay, hello. So we've got some TNA for sure. She's tiny, but she's stacked. We love a short girl with massive tits. So this is just the, you know, it's a little bit harder with an OP to gauge. But I'll tell you what, it has a solid look to it. I don't know how to explain it. It looks like a middle of the road show. That's not, you know, it's not a show that anyone who doesn't watch anime is going to hear about. Do you know what I'm saying? If you watch it, you know what I'm saying? It seems like it could be a solid watch though, but we won't know till we know. That's the hardest thing about this is I can say whatever I want, but then you don't know till you put the show on and it's dog shit. You know what I'm saying? Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence. Okay, right off the bat, it's a little different. What are we doing here? Hold on. I'm always with anime. Anytime they do something different, anything different, I'm intrigued. Saint Cecilia graciously guides the churchgoers of quaint town with insightful advice, but once the pews are empty, the sweet saint becomes adorably lazy. Lawrence, the overprotective pastor, can't help but dote upon the listless girl. While the unlikely pair leads a simple life together, Cecilia develops a secret crush on the oblivious pastor, finds herself falling in love. Okay? Okay, let's turn the sound off there. So it's going to be like a little village European, like, priest-based town thing. Should you ever meet a saint, you mustn't forget that. After all, you're a bit different from the rest. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, boom! Kawaii ne. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Your evidence! All right, here you go. This is probably going to be the first solid comedy right here. It's cute. It's the art is soft and everything. It's got its own charisma, its own voice here. Yes. Okay. So probably nothing amazing, but most likely solid for sure. Excited for that one as well. Oh yeah, here we go. I forgot about this. I don't know. I saw this when I was putting up the tabs, and I had a joke in my head. I'm gonna say it, but Rurouni no Kenshin 2023. Consecutive 2-course series. No synopsis available. I don't know because I didn't watch the trailer yet. I'm hoping this is a reboot of some sort, not a continuation. I never really watched. I think I read a little bit of Rurouni no Kenshin. I can't remember. I know I have done something with it, but I never really watched it or anything. I'm thinking hopefully this is a reboot. But yeah, Rurouni no Kenshin 2023 with 100% less pedophilia. That's the joke I was going to make. I'm so down for this shit. This looks solid. I mean, it's going to be good action. You know, it's off of a title that, you know, obviously is revered, aside from the pedophilia. So, you know, hopefully it's good. I don't know. Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon. We've all been waiting for this one, baby. We've all heard about this. Even if you don't watch anime, you heard about this on Twitter at some point. The future of this fantasy world now lies in the hands of a vending machine? Hakone was once a human until he died in an incident and was reincarnated as a sentient piece of machinery. While he can still hear and see, there's no way for him to move by himself or speak more than his programmed phrases. How can he make most of his strange new life? Now, this is what I'm talking about. Something different. Something different. Isn't that insane? Oh, this is how he dies from a vending machine falling. Okay. Yes, let's fucking go, boys. Let's go. Fucking look at this. What can you say, right? They had a concept, and they ran with it. I mean, come on. How hard is it? It's the problem I think about a lot with Star Wars, right? How come everything Star Wars nowadays sucks? All you have to do to make something good is look at the premise, right? Let me put my face here. Star Wars. It's about space wizards with swords that are lights that can cut through anything. And you can't make that interesting? You can't make that fun? You can't do something with that that's entertaining to watch? You're a fucking idiot. You're a terrible writer. That's what. Now, a vending machine in medieval Fantasyland is... Come on. It's going to be great. We need more fun shit like that. We need people who know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Make life better for us. The Atelier, Ryza, Ever, Darkness and the Secret Hideout, the animation. I've only ever played one Atelier game. I don't know when if I'll ever finish it. I'm playing it on PlayStation Plus right now. You can stream games. I'm playing Atelier Verona Plus. It's like a PS3 title from back in the day. I would love to play more of this series though. I hear great things, and there's like a million of them. I don't know if you need to have a concept of the game's storyline to watch this. The village of Razenboden lies on Kirkin Island, which is surrounded by a lake. Time travels slowly on the island. That's on the outskirts of the Rotiswasser Kingdom. In this quiet little village, with very little excitement, lived Ryza, a girl with entirely too much energy for this quiet village, whose main feature was that she's so ordinary that she was no outstanding features. So I wonder if there's anything interesting to do. Ryza wasn't satisfied with solely being known as an ordinary an ordinary farmer's daughter in the uptight, boring little village. So one day, she sneaks onto a boat with her childhood friends, Lent and Tao, and they have their first adventure to the opposite shore. There, she encounters a man who uses a mysterious power called alchemy. Ryza is completely enchanted by this power and asks him to teach it to her. From an ordinary farmer's daughter to an alchemist, this was something completely new. Their own little single summer adventure is about to begin. So it's appearing to be a straight up, you don't need to know anything, you can watch this from zero. This got a lot of attention on the internet because I don't think Atelier is a very ecchi game series, but this show, man, just, you'll see. Boom! Girl got them thighs. But look at it, it's beautiful, colorful, but still grounded and realistic looking. This is going to be a good time, for sure. And dadgum, those fat natties. All right. The Great Cleric. Can a former salaryman become peerless in another world? A salaryman was shot to death just before earning a promotion, and a god decided to reincarnate him in another world as a 15-year-old healer named Lucille. On top of all that, the country he was born into seems to hate healers. Feeling that he's in danger, Lucille visits the Adventurers Guild in hopes of keeping himself safe, but the training is much harder than he expected. And every day, he's forced to drink a mysterious beverage called Substance X. Wait, this life doesn't seem to have anything to do with being a healer. The day-to-day life of the super masochistic, back-from-the-dead healer begins with his very survival on the line. I'm so tired of this shit, bro. And English? Probably not. Like, come on. What are we doing here, bro? What are we honestly doing here? The people who make the shitty ones, like all these, like, I guess it just must be that popular in Japan, right? There must be a lot of people that will just watch this shit. This one looks painfully generic. Yeah, that looks like the most generic one I've seen in a while. My Happy Marriage. Is this marriage a blessing or a curse? Born talentless to a noble family, famous for their supernatural abilities, Mio Saimori is forced into an existence of servitude by her abusive stepmother. When Mio finally comes of marriageable age, though, her hopes of being whisked away to a better life crumble after she discovers her fiancé's identity. Kyoko Kudo, a commander apparently so cold and cruel that his previous would-be brides all fled within 3 days of their engagements with no home to return to. Mio resigns herself to her fate and soon finds that her pale and beautiful husband-to-be is anything but the monster she expected. As they slowly open their hearts for each other, both realize that other may be their chance of finding true love and happiness. Sounds like a banger. Prove me wrong. Look like shit, I bet. Off jump. Alright, a little different looking, a little, a little more realistic. Okay, so it's going to be looks like it's going to be a realistic, historical, romantic drama. Definitely something I can get behind, though. Definitely something I could enjoy. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of mixed feelings on that one. The most heretical last boss queen, from villainess to savior, Pride Royal Ivy is only 8 years old when she realizes that she's been reincarnated, destined to become the future Wicked Queen, final boss of an Otome game. She's got it all in this new life: a razor-sharp wit, boss-tier powers, and influence over the kingdom as crown princess. Determined to sow despair and destruction across the land, wait. What kind of rotten future is that? Princess Pride decides to drop this maniacal villainous plan and protect the male love interest instead. Cheating her way to save everyone she can, will this final boss end up earning the adoration of her kingdom? So there you go, another isekai reincarnation shit. But this time with a girl. It's funny because there is a handful of these. I'm watching one now. I don't remember the name of it. I'm watching one now. But just almost immediately when you make the isekai show with a girl main character becomes more interesting, just because for some reason it's funny because people will say for centuries that people don't know how to write women, all this kind of stuff. But I feel like as soon as you put a girl as the main character, they characterize them better. All those isekai shows with a guy, they're just self-inserts for dudes, and I think the writers think that they don't have to do anything. But when they have a girl main character, they feel like they have to make it a believable person that exists. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why or how, whatever, but there you go. Especially, I don't know. It just feels like it makes more sense. Probably going to be super generic, but we'll see, because just having a girl main character as well in an isekai somehow always makes it better. In a Holy Grail war, mages, masters, and their heroic spirit servants fight for the control of the Holy Grail and omnipotent... It's fate, baby. Fate, strange fake, whispers of dawn. Sure enough, years have passed since the end of the 5th Holy Grail War in Japan. Now signs pretend the emergence of a new Holy Grail in the Western American city of Snowfield. Western American city. Sure enough, masters and servants begin to gather, a missing servant class, impossible servant summonings, a nation shrouded in secrecy, and a city created as a battleground. In the face of such irregularities, the Holy Grail War is twisted and driven to the depth of madness. Let the curtain rise on a masquerade of humans and heroes, ready to dance upon the stage of a false Holy Grail. It's like a movie. It's like 50 minutes or something, right? 55 minutes. It's a special, so it's like a one shot. I think so it is like a small, film, a short film. But I love Fate. This said this was the Archer character trailer, I think it was. So there's Gilgamesh. It looks good, dude. I love Fate and everything Fate, but it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts. It's very convoluted, and they'll make random animes and games and things, and it's all connected. It's a multimedia project. Okay, so hold on. I think that's more of a prologue, because look at this. Fate, Strange Fate gets TV anime series. Perhaps it is an hour-long prologue episode, and then they will release a full series. I'm totally cool with that as well. More Fate makes me happy. More Gilgamesh, please. Thank you. I love Gilgamesh. Sweet reincarnation. A boy named Pastry is set to become the next lord of the destitute dominion of Mortelm. He's known for having remarkable talent for his age, and just so happens he was a genius pastry chef with a promising future in his previous life. He still retains his determination to make sweets that will make everyone smile even after reincarnating as Pastry, but many challenges stand before him, including bandits attacking his domain, malicious and eccentric nobles, an unfortunate financial situation, and land so barren that even water's scarce. The only weapons he has to fight with him are his own ingenuity and love for making sweets. Can Pastry succeed in bringing happiness to the land? All right. Okay, at least it's a little different. It's about pastries and baking. Still, it's still super generic. It's another one that's going to be hit or miss, and we'll just see how I vibe with it. I don't think it's something I can watch in Japanese. I will wait for an English, and if there's no English, I probably wouldn't watch it. Tenpuru, no one can live on loneliness. I know, I'll become a monk. Akagami Akamitsu has spent his days and nights absorbed in studying and part-time work in an effort to distance himself from his family, which is notorious as a household of philanderers. One day, he falls in love at first sight with a girl named Aoba Yuzuki, and suddenly he's constantly drowning in worldly desires, hoping to fight back against his genes, and live a more stoic life. He enters a temple only to find out that it's a convent filled with gorgeous girls. So begins a new rom-com about the temple life with 3 adorable tributes and 2 beautiful freeloaders. Looks like, okay, let's see. I was going to say, because I couldn't remember the picture. I'm like, please don't be lollies. They look like grown women. So it's going to be a harem. There hasn't been a lot of ecchi on this list. Because ecchi, also I feel like ecchi isn't as common anymore as well. But let's see. Okay, so it's got a voice. You know what I'm saying? It's got a bit of its... Okay, there you go. It's got a bit of its own look to it. It's got some charisma. It's not bland looking. Oh, there you go. There you go, folks. It's an ecchi show. Which, hopefully, if it's in English, you want to see some TNA, that'd be a good distraction. A little background distraction. Dark Gathering. After a devastating encounter with a restless spirit ghost-fearing psychic, Kitaro Gentoga becomes a shut-in to avoid additional spectral catastrophes. I can't read today. But no man is a haunted island, and Kitaro eventually reintegrates with society by getting a part-time job as a tutor to the child prodigy Haozuki. Yaoi isn't just an academic genius, though. She's a talented psychic medium hell-bent on finding the malevolent spirit behind her mother's disappearance, and she's gravely determined to drag Kitaro into her terrifying world of grotesque supernatural phenomenon. Show me the money! Okay. They're trying to make it look scary. Oh, does she have skull eyes? That's cool. She's got skull eyes. Alright, so, you know what? At least it looks different. She's cute. The character's cute. I like her shoes. Kind of looks like a bit of like a... So it's like a horror-themed little shonen battle type thing. At least it's different. It's probably... It's one of the... I would say maybe... It's not the most unique, I don't think, but it's a more unique thing. But I'm surprised we're getting a couple horror comedy type action type things this season. Helk. Consecutive 2-core series. A certain country in the demon world, the Demon King was defeated by the hands of one of the heroes, and a competition was held for the title of the new Demon King. The Imperial Four Heavenly Kings of Vermilio, who was in charge of the tournament, is furious at the participation of the human hero Helk, who was supposed to be his enemy. After receiving news of the fall of the castle of Urum before the final, Vermilio sets out to retake Urum Castle with Helk and other finalists. With a smile, Helk says, "Let's destroy humans." Are those words true? The truth behind the smile is, I don't know, it's on Twitter? Okay. It's going to be on High Dive. High Dive needs, I would pay for High Dive if High Dive had a console app or TV app I could use instead of just my computer. So, he looks very Golden Axe. You guys remember the game Golden Axe? Or like he looks like Castlevania-esque. It's not often that you see a main character in an anime be a big muscly man. Like, that's much more Western Americanized type stuff. But it makes sense because they're trying to go for that look here. But that is more interesting to me than most isekai bullshit. Not that this is an isekai, right? But, okay. I can see it. It's interesting enough. That one I'm a little more into looking. Undead Girl Murder Farce. The 19th century, a world inhabited by vampires, golems, werewolves, and other paranormal creatures. Immortal beauty and disembodied head Aya Rindo, along with half-human, half-demon demon killer Suragu Shunichi and her loyal maid Shizuku Hase, travels through Europe as supernatural detective The Cage User, solving the supernatural mysteries while she searches for her lost body. That's a whole lot. But okay! Oh, let's restart it. I remember when this started. I thought it was Hellgirl at first. I was like, they changed the name or something. So right off jump, there you go. It's very unique looking. Now this is probably the most unique looking. Yeah, this is probably the most unique looking show so far. Let's jump through so we don't get no DMCAs. Yeah, with her head cut off. It's very Hellgirl. It's like the vibes of the people, or like Death Parade or something. You know, they're wearing the fancy clothes, but being in the occult and all this shit. What do they say that guy's? He's a half demon, half vampire or some shit. So boom, right there. You know, this is interesting. You know, this is different, and I'm into it. I like the colors. I think this is like the OP or something. Clack, clack, clack. Well, it's probably the OP, so it's not indicative of what the show will really be like. But still, that's a good look right there. It's a good look. Level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero. After his embarrassing defeat at the hands of a brave hero, the Demon Lord is back and ready for revenge. But after 10 years apart, the hero, Max, isn't the dashing do-gooder the Demon Lord remembers. In fact, Max has turned into a shut-in slob with no interest in an epic rematch. Can the Demon Lord whip his former nemesis back into shape, or will he be defeated by the hero-turned-couch potato once again and join him in his lazy life? I would be a couch potato. Right off the jump, I'm into it. I don't know what's going on. I like the dude's hair. It looks soft. Yes! What is that? That's cute. This is speaking to me. Yes. What did I say my other most anticipated show was? This is my now most anticipated show. This just looks like a good time. What other visuals do you have? Big Berserk-style sword on a... Yeah. This is it. This is my most anticipated show. Boom. What's that? Swimsuit on a cowgirl? What is that? Look at her little chunky legs. This is it. This is it. Level 1. It's a terrible name. Level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero. Terrible name. Terrible, terrible name. But it looks so fun to me. Ayaka. Story follows Yukito Yanagi, an orphan who one day encounters a central disciple of his father. A strange man takes him to his birthplace in Ayakajima. Made up of... It's funny how some of these words I have no problem saying, but some of them I can't. Made up of one of 7 islands where mysterious being called Mitama dragons are rumored to reside there. Yukito meets his father, 2 other disciples who protected harmony of Ayakajima, who soon threatens to collapse. That's like a mouthful for me. There's certain like where it just loses me. That just loses me. But okay, that's a good shot. Generic looking there. I love green's my favorite color. We got a green guy. Okay, is this this looks like some boy love type stuff? Maybe it's just like pretty boys. This looks oh yeah. Yeah, this one's gonna be bad. That one's gonna be no good. But we'll watch an episode. That looks like something I do not want to watch. The Gene of I, or is it AI? Hikaru Sudo is a human doctor who specializes in treating humanoids who come to him with various problems and worries. Although humanoids suffer from diseases like humans, there are treatment options available to them, only to them. In a world where humans, humanoids, and robots live alongside one another in daily life, the protagonist is a human doctor who treats humanoids. Wow, it's almost like you said that like 3 times. This is a wide-ranging story that examines the problems that arise due to differences between humans and humanoids' perspectives, not by focusing on war, terrorism, murder, conspiracy, violence, or hatred, but instead of love and friendship. Okay, so this is made by the government. They're trying to make us more comfortable with AI, so that will allow AI to live amongst us. I'm just kidding. I'm not crazy. I like the look. He reminds me of something. I can't remember what it is, the main character. This one is a hit or miss, though. I can tell. It's either going to be, like, pretty good or just really boring. But it looks okay. Like, all right. You know, all right. The Masterful Cat is dressed again today. This looks fucking wild. When Saku took in a stray black cat, she never expected he would become the equivalent of a housekeeping life partner, but Yukichi, a giant cat who towers over Saku, is not an ordinary feline. He takes great pride in his culinary skills, and a good sale at the supermarket always gets his whiskers twitching. Saku may not have her cat or act together yet, but at least she has Yukichi. Okay, let's see. This is interesting. Oh, yeah, okay, it's some bad CGI helicopter. Is this the OP? Okay, it's got like a weird, like, realistic look to it. They're using like a real sky. They're really holding off on this. What is that shot? What is up with anime this season? Trying to do these shots. Stop trying to do this. Looks very... Ooh. Is it supposed to be scary? Okay, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Okay, that's cute. Oh, what is up with these shots? Who gave animators 3D? Okay, so you know what? Okay, that's a little... Alright. This might be the most unique show this season. This is what's up. I don't understand what is going on, but I like cats so much, I'm willing to check it out. I don't like these weird shots they're going for, but that looks fun. Definitely going to show my my wife that one. She'll probably like that. Our last show, Sinduality Noir. The Tears of the New Moon was a great disaster that brought down a poisonous rain blue schist. Okay, that could kill people if they get exposed to it. More than 100 years have passed since then, and mankind has finally begun to overcome the disaster. In the nest, settlements scattered throughout the devastated world. Beside those who are living strongly, there are humanoid megas equipped with a dual-thinking AI. The year is 2242 AD. Megas, who had fallen asleep with no memory of their past, finally awoke. I do like Japanese sci-fi. It's super fun, but it can be pretty convoluted sometimes. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. Okay. It's kind of looks like Sakura Wars style mechs. Sakura Wars, great game series, but not my favorite type of mechs. I like when they're more stylistic. The CGI, you know, it's not my favorite, but I understand. I mean, I watch most mech things. I'll probably watch it, but you don't know until you watch it if it's going to be a convoluted mess or if the story is going to make sense. That's the problem with Gundam. I love Gundam. My fans know this. Here's my custom GM. Let's get my face back up here. I love mechas, so I'll definitely watch that. Here's my custom GM I made with my color scheme. It's got the OA MS team on there. You can't really see it. Glare. I'm giving up. It's not working. I put some marks on him and stuff. He's cool. I have a whole bunch more guys here, but anyways, you don't know. Like with Gundam, it's like one season. Okay, so you watch one season or one version of this. You know. Let me think. Reconquista in G. Beautiful. Loved it. Like the way it looks. You know what I'm saying? But I had no idea what was going on. And then you watch Witch from Mercury is a bit easier to follow. I'm giving bad examples because recent shows like Iron-Blooded Orphans was kind of hard to follow. I tried to rewatch that a little bit. But for me, the first 3 series, like the originals, were super. I understood what was going on. Like Gundam 1, Zeta, and Double Zeta, stuff like that. You can watch like Fighter G, I understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain ones that just are so convoluted and such a mess. Don't know what's going on. And, you know, who knows? Sinduality Noir might not be good, but we'll see. This is kind of a mid-season for me. It's nothing crazy. Even the returning shows, even the season 2s, it's nothing crazy. And I always feel like, or at least when you're younger, I expect summer to be a bit more stacked with stuff happening. I mean, we get a lot of movies that come out in summer, American movies, but I expect things to be happening in summer because you have all that free time as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And kids watch anime, right? So, I don't know. I would expect it to be something better, you know? It's just kind of lame. But I won't know until I start watching stuff, you know, and then when we do our impression video on, you know, what I will stick with and what I will drop. I'm very close to finishing spring 2023. I'm still finishing. And then we'll do our wrap-up video and award show for that. But how do you feel about this season? There's some things in there that are really interesting, like Zom 100 looks really interesting to me, and that cat thing is strange, but I'm sure I'll like it. And One Room Hero, terrible name, but that show looks awesome. It looks like right up my alley. For something about it looks super fun to me. But yeah, there's not really any. I'm not like freaking out about Jujutsu Kaisen 2. I'm sure that's what most people care about from this next season is Jujutsu Kaisen 2. I'm just not a huge fan, but I like that series and I like it. It's not bad. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. It means a lot to old Stevie B over here. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you sticking around to the end and giving me your time, watching an opinion that's different than your own. I mean, this video is an hour long, so if you watch the whole thing, you are really cool. If you hated this video, you probably like playing Tetris, you're probably a fan of iDubbbz, your mother doesn't love you, and you can go get bent.
The show is over, but you're still here hanging around. Why don't you hit subscribe?